Hi everyone, Jin from Gin and Tonic Wellness here. Today I'm with Leo again. Leo is the owner of Tea and Whisk Tea House in Las Vegas, Chinatown. We are going to talk about 3 kinds of tea, and I don't know what kind of tea Leo is going to introduce us to. It's going to be a surprise. I got my new teacup. Look at that. I'm so excited to try it. Okay, so Leo.
All right.
Show us.
Hello everybody. I'm Leo from Tea and Whisk. The first thing we're gonna do, it's brand new. As you can see, it's beautiful. This is a green tea. They are 100% hand-picked. You can see how beautiful they are. Only Chinese tea can be this beautiful sometimes. I've seen like Japanese tea that is beautiful, but then
Not
it's
as
really
beautiful.
well. The one I've seen for the Japanese, they really just for show. Like they do have it, but it's never tastes as good as it looks. Where the Chinese one, they not just look beautiful, it actually tastes amazing. So I'm excited. This is called Anji Bai Cha, and it kind of confusing because the word Bai Cha means white tea. But the only reason why they call it Bai Cha, when the leaf first sprout, it actually looks white and then it slowly turns green. That's why they call it Bai Cha, and Anji is a place. So I'm very excited because, again, for me, looks is important, but if it doesn't taste good, I could care less, right?
Yeah, right.
It can only go so much. And we're gonna use a new, this is called Aroma Tea Set, right? And I'll show you how to use them. So it consists 2 different kind of cup. One is tall and one is wide. And the way you do it, so first we're gonna rinse everything. We're gonna rinse the cup with boiling water. Now, with a lot of Chinese tea, usually you wanna rinse the tea, but for green tea, I normally don't like to do that. And depending on the quality of the tea, sometimes you wanna put the tea first and then pour the water slowly from the side, or sometimes if a gentle tea like this, I like the other way around, which is like put the hot water first and then put the tea, and it's kind of nice to look at this tea, just kind of like sink into the gaiwan. So you'll see it. It's like I don't normally do this with a lot of other tea, but this particular tea, I love doing it this kind of style. So
Is it going to expand?
Nope.
No?
Yeah, it's like a little bit maybe. Right. Then it's just gonna slowly settle down, and we're gonna wait a little bit. It's kind of float. You can see that, and then slowly it's gonna go down.
How long do you have to wait?
The first time it's about a minute, right? But then like for green tea, the first infusion is some of the best flavor. This is why I don't like to rinse them. And the more gentle you treat the leaf, the sweeter it gets, right? So the reason why I put the water first and then the tea, then you're like really gentle, right? It just slowly sinks in. But if you put the leaf and then you heat it with the water, then it's kind of harsh, right?
It gets bitter, right?
Well, this is very good tea, but we try to maximize the goodness of it. So you want it gentle. So another way, sometimes you can pour water from the side, or sometimes you put the lid and then you open like a little liquid, and then you slowly pour it so that the water kind of like gently goes inside instead of like hitting it really fast. So there's different technique of this, but the most easy one is you just put the water first and then put the tea and then you just slowly sink in.
Okay. And it's not 212 degree, right?
No, it's for green tea is 190.
Okay.
Now, depending on the quality of your green tea, like this is like amazing one. I've done even boiling, and it's like incredible.
Still good.
Yeah. Oh, I can already smell it. Can you smell it? Like. See that? So, just the first infusion, you need about a minute, just because you don't want to let it sink. Now, if we use the other technique, which is like you just put the tea and then put the water, then you couldn't do it maybe about 30-40 seconds.
So if it's a bad quality green tea, what happens if you just put boiling hot water into it?
So you're gonna release all the tannin. So the secret is 190 is kind of like the the line between the bitter notes coming out or not. So anything over 190, normally the bitterness is going to overpower everything else. But again, if it's a good tea like this, there's so much sweetness, there's so much creaminess, so even if the bitterness shows up, you don't really taste them because the sweetness and the creaminess kind of like balance it out. All right, so I love making tea, like the green tea like this, that is like big leaf, because I don't need a strainer. The less you put a strainer, the strainer is usually made of metal, so the least you interact with another object that is like not ceramic or glass, usually it's better, especially for green tea.
Okay.
All right, this is how we're gonna do this. So first we're gonna fill up this one to about 70%. Right, you don't want to fill it all the way. All right, this is still warm from the previous rinse. Right. Now, and then we're going to cover this with here. That you're gonna do exactly what I do. Right, and then you're gonna make sure it's tight. And you're gonna lift it. Okay, make sure it's tight.
Okay.
So don't like.
Okay.
Then you're gonna flip it really quick. Okay, and then we're gonna put it on the table. I'm gonna lift it. Right, and this is the aroma cup. And usually you're gonna do this, and then you're gonna like take a deep sniff. See that? You can't do that with this. Like, how are you gonna do that?
Exactly.
With this,
Right. Oh, that's why they make this shape. I see.
Right? Like, how are you gonna try to smell like that deep?
This is perfect for winter time.
Right?
Like a hand warmer.
So give you an idea, like what is because smell is everything, right? The smell is going to help you understand the flavor of the tea. Without the smell, the tea is like half good, right? So it's important. All right, cheers.
Cheers.
All right, so let's try this and see what you think.
I see what you mean about the creaminess.
It's so gentle in your mouth, you know? It's so soft.
Delicate. Yes.
Very, very delicate.
Very delicate. And it's not bitter.
No.
I see what you mean.
It's very sweet. And this has this like aftertaste, almost like a melony kind of like aftertaste. A little bit. It's just great.
There's some kind of elegance in it, you know.
Look how beautiful it
I
is.
just don't know how to explain.
Even after I brew it, it's still arranged like perfectly. You see that? Like, there's no other green tea that is more beautiful than this one. Look how bright the color is.
Actually, I would like to mention something. Green tea is actually very suitable for people who live in this country, because most people here have internal heat. Heat means too much fire, too much yang energy. Hence, green tea actually helps them to reduce inflammation and infection, because most inflammation and infection is caused by heat. Although some of my clients said that when they drink green tea in the morning, they feel bloated, they feel uncomfortable, they have a stomach ache, which means that you have internal cold in the stomach, okay? If you always feel bloated, if you always have a stomach ache or hard to digest food, you probably don't want to drink green tea that much. You can drink green tea after the sun is up, like around noon, because in the morning it's still a very yin time. Yin means still a very cold time, right? So those of you who cannot drink green tea in the morning, you can drink green tea in the afternoon or noon. When the sun goes down, approaching nighttime, you shouldn't drink green tea anymore. Some people can drink green tea all day long, which is fine. It depends on what your nature is. Okay, I'm curious about the second one.
Alright, so we're gonna try the second infusion.
This is the second infusion.
Yeah, this time I'm not gonna put it in that one. I usually only do that like the first time.
What's the reason?
Just because it's too much work. We wanna enjoy the tea right away. Also, the first one is the best because it's the first impression. And then I'm gonna try your cups too and see if you can tell the difference. Normally, in order for you to be able to tell the difference, you kind of have to wait like about 1 or 2 minutes. Just let
sit there for 2 minutes.
yeah, kind of like let the cup kind of does its magic first, and then it will change the flavor.
So different cups actually yield different flavor, different
Absolutely.
energy.
Absolutely.
Makes sense.
The cup is like, unfortunately, because everybody have different palate, they like different thing. The cup also have different kind of like energy. So you kind of have to kind of gamble with it. Like you have to constantly find your perfect cup, and then when you find that perfect cup, then it will just great with anything.
That cup would go with any tea?
With most of the tea that
Really?
you like. Yeah. So the thing is, you have to pay attention to it. So the cup has like a personality, which is kind of like crazy. Like when you do side by side, you'll know it, and you're gonna and then you're gonna keep trying to see if this is the right cup. You know? So that's can get expensive. That's why some of my customers have like 10 cups because of that. And
I plan to collect cups.
yeah.
So it's good that today I get this cup because I can compare.
Yeah. So
Okay.
go ahead and go side by
All right.
side.
Okay. So I'm gonna try this. This is the second infusion, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm gonna try this one after that one.
And pay attention not just the flavor, pay attention to the texture, the aftertaste, you know. So it's not just the flavor.
It's so delicate. It's unbelievable.
Yeah. When it's delicate like this, you don't get sick of it. You can just drink it again and again.
Yes, and you can't just go like my mother always said, like cow drinking water. You have to just go slowly. You can't rush.
You have to do slowly,
Right.
definitely. This is a very, very meditative tea. And the caffeine is great because it's not very high. So it's just enough caffeine.
Okay, interesting. When you use this cup, it's not as intense.
Okay. And then that cup makes it intense.
It has a smoothness with this cup,
Okay.
some kind of silkiness.
Okay.
But when I use this, it's wilder. You know what I mean? It's more intense.
It's more intense.
Yeah, it's
And
more.
it's gonna keep changing. Like I said, because this is brand new. So over time, it's actually get better.
So it's curing it right now, right? The tea is curing it anyways.
Yeah.
So you shouldn't, when you get cups like that,
You shouldn't
you shouldn't use soap,
Never.
right? Right.
Never use
use soap.
Never use
Okay.
soap. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? The flavor with this cup is stronger,
Yeah.
but with this one, not as strong. And it's silkier. Oh, interesting. I didn't expect that.
Yeah, and it's not necessarily making it better or worse. They just change it, and over time, it will make it better. Yeah.
So today, the flavor today might not be the flavor
It's not gonna be
3
the same.
months ago,
Oh,
3 months
absolutely.
later.
Absolutely not, because you gotta remember the tea has a lot of really good oil, right? And that
Tea
oil,
oil,
yeah, that oil will like basically kind of coat your cup. So your cup over time will have like a thin layer of
Of
this
the
tea
tea.
oil. Yes, and that can change the flavor.
That's true, because I bought a few cups from you already, and those cups I didn't use soap, okay?
Yeah.
And it has some layer of.
It becomes shinier and shinier.
That's true.
Yeah.
And you know what is really interesting? This is not as intense, still, but silky. I did not feel the silkiness from this.
Yeah.
Less silky.
Less
This is
silky.
silkier.
Okay. Well, this time, the third time, I'm gonna make it really strong, and you're gonna see that I make it light, and then this seems to be more silky. But when you make it strong, what happens? It's gonna bring out all the flavor that might make the tea taste a bit more bitter, a little bit more astringent, right?
Yes, that's
And
true. Astringent, yes.
normally this cup will have reduced those.
Oh.
Yeah, so you'll see. So
This
that's-
cup will reduce the astringence.
Yes, so that's why I was telling you this cup is like for my kind of tea, because we only like really carry like premium tea. Sometimes that's tricky whether or not it's making it better. But for like a tea that is like bitter, astringent, then that cup, that's when really like that cup really like makes a difference. Yeah.
Okay, we'll see.
Yeah, this is the last one, and then we're gonna move on to the next tea after this.
How many rounds can you make?
You can
with
do
this
more,
tea.
like 6, 7, 8, easy. So we're gonna wait, okay? Don't drink it right away.
For a minute.
Just to have the cup react, like change the flavor, you know. If you don't wait, that's the crazy thing too. If you don't wait, the flavor is very, very similar.
Between these two cups,
Yeah.
if you don't wait.
Yeah.
Ah.
You have to wait a little bit, and then that's when the flavor changes.
Okay, now I'm gonna try it, okay? Okay.
This tea is very difficult to make it bitter. I realized. I tried to make it bitter, but I didn't.
Although, yes, it's not bitter. But with this cup, it's a teeny tiny bit bitter. More bitter.
A tiny bit bitter?
Yes.
Okay.
This is still more intense with this cup.
It's still more intense.
Yeah.
And I want you to feel this leaf. See how soft they are. Right? So good leaf, it's always gonna be really soft, really tender. They said a good tea should feel like a baby's skin. Like a baby's
It is
skin.
very silky.
Like really, really silky. Right? So
I see what you mean, because I have tried very, very cheap green tea. They're rough,
they're very rough and they're very
like paper.
a lot of time they have no life to it because they have no oil. So it's just and it's just very easy to break apart for you. Like it's very smudgy, you know, you throw it and then it's already kind of falling apart.